Hey, you ever wonder how in the world that other investor bought the property that you were making an offer on, like seemingly right out from underneath you? Or how they got it for so cheap? Well, stay tuned regularly and you'll know exactly what they're doing and saying so that you can improve your process and better serve your clients so you can close more deals. And in this video, we'll take a peek behind the curtain of a real life seller lead call. We'll expose the best kept secrets surrounding seller lead conversations as our experts at Real Estate Funnel Systems work one-on-one with both new and seasoned real estate investors across the country. We're going to be analyzing what's working and what we can improve upon. Hi, my name's Christian Weatherspoon. I'm the co-founder here at Real Estate Funnel Systems. And in this episode, my partner Erik B., who's conducted thousands of real estate seller appointments with a 33% close ratio, he's going to analyze a real-life seller lead call with one of our clients. And if you find this video valuable, please like it with a big thumbs up. Let YouTube know that. And if you're new to this channel and you want more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Well, let's get started.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing
Good. Fantastic. I just an early disclaimer, my little girl's right behind me. So if you see a head emerge over my shoulder, that's because she was taking a nap facing that way. And then when I sat down, she recognized I was here and she started laying behind me. So I can't even sit back. So if you see this head, it's kind of, it's just nothing.
She's
nothing
taking over
crazy.
your world.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. No problems here, my man. It's all
Awesome.
good.
So funny, so not funny story, but so my iPad will no longer charge and I have no idea what's wrong.
No crap.
I gotta go to the Apple store when I make the time. I'm not gonna say when I get the time, when I make the time to get there and get that situated, because I was trying to use it this past weekend when I was in Florida, trying to take notes on a couple of things I was doing, and I'm like, I have it plugged in, but the number just keeps going down. So I tried another charger, number kept going down, and I'm like, okay, it's not looking good, my friend.
Yeah, bro.
But I have the iPad. I have my setup. So
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
so I'm there. I have all that going for me. So anyway, that's sidebar. So the reason I got on the call with you today, Erik, is I'm realizing, and again, we talked about it on Tuesday, and I think even the week before, I know that I'm really personal with people. My personality is and again, it probably is also from me sharing and being a missionary for my church, being involved in my church and in the community. So I'm easy to build rapport and relate to people and do all of that. And Bryant's a nice guy, right?
Easy comment. Easy to say.
I can do that, right? The question, the turn that I feel like I'm working on is, okay, going from Brian's a nice guy to Brian has something that can actually help me. It's specifically in the world of real estate. I have another project I'm working on, and I have that same issue there. But really, what it is connecting the dots from, okay, we're good, everything's hunky dory, we're all right. What's up, bud? To, okay, let's get down to brass tacks.
How can I help you?
Period.
How can I help you? At the end of the day,
right.
This is all fun and games, but how can I help you, sir?
And so that's really what it comes down to. Maybe I don't know. I don't necessarily. I guess that'd be a good question to lead with. Like, say, all right, we know we're on the phone. So how can I best help you? I know when I listened to the Sandler training, they talked about asking the client or the prospect or whoever we're talking to. So what do you expect to get from this phone call?
Yep. So yes. So that's going back to setting the stage.
Right.
So it's the concept of setting the stage, how that will apply on a macro level to, and it will repeat. The more times you set the stage,
Mm-hmm.
You can set the stage for the next conversation. You can set the stage for the next appointment. You can set the stage for anything and everything, right? So
Right.
people set the stage for a good joke.
Right. That's right. That's true. That's
Okay.
very true. Very true.
Okay. So we're doing the same thing. Okay. So
Mhm.
we have to understand we're setting the stage. So you have to be what we're talking about right now is bringing a higher level of an awareness to how you are setting the stage.
Yeah. Absolutely. Period.
Okay.
Period.
So now that's why those pre-frame agreements come
Mhm.
into play. Now, like, so that's a pretty easy diagnostic right there. Okay. So and oftentimes, like, I'm suspecting that you're not it's not that the initial setting of the stage is not necessarily the biggest problem here. Okay, because oftentimes you start a conversation and it's not like, hey, random.
Right.
Like, no, there's some
No.
context.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what
Absolutely.
we're trying to really diagnose here is like, okay, so how can we strengthen that? So when you
Mhm.
step into that mode, that it's like, okay, boom, that you step into a stronger, you set the stage in a stronger way. So there's, you can strengthen that muscle. That's what
Right.
you're going to want to do. But
Right.
then when you start going into your rapport, it's that burp, stop, get back on track.
Right.
That's the thing that without that stopgap,
Mhm.
you'll lose minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
10
Holy
minutes.
shit, 30 minutes.
Right. Now we got 10 minutes to take care of business.
Yeah, like, oh damn it. Okay, well, I got another appointment coming up. So, anyways, we've got on this call for like, okay. So this happens to me. Okay.
Okay.
And so I'm very familiar with this problem or this trouble.
Yes.
And it always comes down to the framework and what the muscle that I grew into in just, it's as simple as in, but for me it doesn't need, you can deviate from here, but bring it back. How can I help you? What
Mhm.
what is the purpose here? What can we do? I want to make sure that we stay focused on things that are going to move the needle here. So how can I help you specifically?
Right.
Specifically.
Wait a minute. Now, wait, you just said something. So I want to focus on being able to move the needle here. I'm typing as we're talking here because I like that.
I want to make sure we're focusing on things that are going to move the needle here. So how can I help you specifically?
And I think that's awesome because I think that's also a posture question. Because again, when I'm talking to people, especially when I'm again in this space, whether I'm talking to a seller, whether I'm talking to a contractor, investor, or whoever it is, there's three things that they want to know. Why are you calling? What is it going to cost me, and how is this going to help me? And so I think part of the reason why, and I'll be honest, I believe one of the things is I have a weakened muscle in posturing up to turn that corner because the fear of the unknown, whether it's fear of I don't necessarily know how to answer all the questions, or if it's fear of, how do I handle, the next thing that they bring up, or if I, and really that's more of a self-confidence issue because there's certain things I know that I don't know.
Yep.
Right. Yep. And so I feel like a part of me, and I'm glad we're having this conversation because I've been dealing with this for a while. I feel like this is a weak muscle for me in making that transition because I'm concerned about what I don't know that they might ask.
Okay. So bingo, now we're hitting. Okay. So this is almost always there's a root, right?
Yeah.
And we're protecting something.
Yes.
Okay. We're protecting, our potential ignorance.
Right. Yes. Very much
Okay?
so.
Potential. We don't know if it's there or not.
Right. It's the potential that it could be there.
Okay. So that's what we're protecting. So here's another, this is the muscle to strengthen, is you got to put yourself in that situation right now. What do you do? What is that worst case scenario? What do you do? When you get that punch to the face, what does that mean to you?
Right. Right.
So this is, you know, in jujitsu, how are you going to roll out?
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. Somebody that's, you know, the black belt, they are calm in those moments and they roll out stronger.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Other people will choke out, you know, because they're trying too hard.
Right. 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 Right.
Okay. That jujitsu and sales to me, I don't know. I'm not even a jujitsu practitioner. I don't even know. But
the thing is, I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, it just, to me, it just makes sense. So that's what I love about, you know, like the really good jujitsu people, that you don't even know, like their chest moves and the way they're moving, everything is multiple steps ahead. They're setting things up. Okay. Same thing in sales. You can look like you're in a bad situation, like be pinned into a I don't know corner. I'm not sure. Shit. Okay.
Right.
But now this is where the art of, you know, you just deflect and roll out. Man, that's a great question. I overuse this. That's a great question. I was trained to say that. Great question. Buys me time, gives them a compliment. Okay. And usually just in the pause, then I say that word, you know, great question. Then I pause again. Just that's like my mind is creating the answer right there. Give them a compliment, create your answer. Okay. Then I'll go into, well, you know, if I don't have the answer, you know, that's something that I'm not sure about. And before I give you the wrong answer, I want to double check.
I have said that before.
Okay. Before I give you you know, that's a really great question. And I'm not exactly 100% sure on the answer there. It could go a couple different ways.
Right.
A couple different things could happen.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Typically,
a couple different things could happen here. Right. You know, that's a really good question. And there's a couple different ways we've handled this, or there's a couple different things that can happen here. So before I give you an answer, I just don't want to misspeak, because that's not going to serve you or me.
Right.
Okay. Let me double check with a colleague in my office, right? And with the owner, with the whoever, with the president.
Yeah.
Okay. You get to say the next, let me check with expert.
Right.
And you get to make up that expert.
Right.
Let me check. Let me run this by the owner.
Yeah.
Let me run this by the owner. Like, this guy's really smart. He deals with this stuff all the time. Anytime we get into a really, you know, questionable spot, he's the guy. He solves everything. You know, I'm sure he's probably available in the next hour or so. I'll probably be able to get with him. You know, is there any other questions that we can handle outside of that one?
Sure. Wow. That's money.
Okay, like my urgency to you in your question, like, you know what, I'm not sure, but he's the guy for sure. He's going to know exactly how to handle this. Let me get with him. Is that cool with you? Are you good with that? How could you say no? No, hold on. Don't talk to the expert. That's a natural, yeah, man, of course. Yeah, go check with him. That's great. When do you think you'll be able to get back to me?
Right now.
That's the natural.
No.
So he's probably going to be available in an hour. Let me get back to you. Can I get back to you in? So I already know you're going to volley that back. So I'm going to preemptively go all the way through. Let me get back to you in a couple hours. Is that all right with you?
Are you good with that?
Are you good with that? Does that work?
Okay. I'm sorry.
That whole issue.
Yes.
Put it on the high priority shelf,
and
we'll come back to that thing.
Absolutely. But in addition to that, are there any other questions or things I can answer?
Here I'm going forward now, right? and and
Shelf
the
it.
good news is if there's ever another question that comes up in this conversation that I don't know,
It goes
man,
on that shelf.
perfect.
That can go on that shelf, and I'll ask both of them at the same time.
I know exactly where to put that one. I'm going to be talking to him later. Yeah, great, man. So I got a couple things I'm going to be talking to him about right there on that shelf.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then
That makes
boom,
sense.
then I'm like back on track. Right. So, okay, anything else? Right. And then now I'm going to keep going.
Mm-hmm. So, so when we're talking to people on the phone, I know that the initial, well, typically when we're talking to somebody on the phone, unless it's after we've already been to the house and we've closed the deal, we're trying to set an appointment. The number one goal is setting the appointment.
Yep. The highest point of conversion.
Yes.
Right.
So, right. So with that being said, have you ever had a time where you walked away from a call and said, well, you know what, look, this doesn't seem to be a good fit, for you, and saying, hey, look, well, it sounds like you're not looking right now. It sounds like this isn't.
Sounds like it's not the right time.
Right.
We're not a good fit, or it's not a good time. Timing's everything.
Right.
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 That way nobody takes offense to it. Hey, timing's off. Right. One thing, opportunity's got to be right, but the timing has also got to be right.
And timing, yes.
Man, I'm here to try to create an opportunity for both of us, right? But if the timing isn't right, if we can't get, hey, no harm, no foul, but two good people trying to work it out. That's what I see here.
Right. Agreed.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but so just understand, like, yes, I do that consistently.
Because you're looking for people that are looking for you. And if you're not looking, then I'm not trying to force it down your throat. That's
Period.
fair.
Right.
Yeah.
If you don't, so here's the difference for a salesman. Like, if you haven't gotten the person to want it, you haven't done your damn job yet.
Right. Okay.
You haven't created enough desire. If there's no desire there, then what are we doing?
Unlock the pain that you know that you can answer.
Exactly.
That's where the
creates the desire. Desire, the desire is curiosity. Desire is like value. Desire is all of that. Like I want to work with this person. I want the product. I want to make this happen. I want this
value.
Right. So if
value,
based on the numbers that we're talking here, sir, I'm in this range, you're in that range. It doesn't sound like we're a good fit to work together quite yet. If I can help you try to get that number this way, if you want to consider listing it or go in this direction, we can try to get that number for you by all means. And I'm happy to do so. But on the cash offer front, we're down here in this range. So that's where we're at. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Okay. Like it is what it is. Like I state I have a bunch of other properties I'm looking at to buy. I'm talking to 10 other people just like you. Like, if we can make this happen, great. If it's not a good fit, I totally understand. And guess what? Time changes circumstance.
Yes, it does.
So it might not be a good fit today for very logical reasons, but tomorrow's unknown car accident could change.
Yeah, I have a lady I'm working with a short sale now because of that. I called her 1 month and she said, no, I'm not interested. I called her 30 days later and she was ready to sell because nobody would buy her house.
Right?
Right.
The first conversation was, this isn't a lead. The second conversation is, damn, wow. Okay. sales is all about this, right? And the people that miss that element of sales, like the
Mhm.
timings thing and, the not following up enough, because people take that front end rejection as if it's a
Right.
rejection.
And just terminate, just done.
No.
And so with that, I'm glad you said it, because the other thing is, as I'm going through, especially, and again, I'm being on this other side of the scheme of not necessarily in front of the sellers, but the point with we have the Rolodex of network pipeline of about 300, no, not 300, about 3,500 names of people that have at some point were a lead that they expressed interest in being involved as a network partner, or had a property that they potentially were trying to sell, and they're investors or they're contractors or something like that. I guess my question is, how long do you typically hold on to a lead?
Oh, forever.
Okay.
I mean, the real answer right now is
Yes.
they are in our loop until they ask to be removed.
Gotcha. Okay. That's
Okay.
money
So,
right there.
I mean, and so we built our system to accommodate that. So we have follow-up tracks that if it exhausts a follow-up track, then it goes into another follow-up track.
Right. So what I'll do is this. So typically what I do, if I get somebody on the phone, like if I'm calling through some of these leads that I've been through, if they'll say, if they're not interested now, it's a not right now type situation.
Yeah.
I don't call it a no, I call it a not right now. I'll say, well, hey, is it all right if I get in touch with you in 3 to 6 months?
Yeah.
Or 30 days, depending on how, what the situation is. I typically revert to 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Because and I usually don't have anybody that doesn't. I've had maybe one or two people say, no, just don't bother. But most of the time people are like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead, no problem.
Yeah. If you're pleasant on the phone, why wouldn't somebody check in with me in 6 months? Who knows? Right.
Right. And so that's the play that I go with, because my mindset is, again, if I build a good enough relationship, rapport at that moment, and keep that going, at some point in time when they need me, I'm top of mind.
Right. Yeah.
And I do that with sellers, I do that with wholesalers, I do that with realtors, I do that with everybody, because at some point in time, my goal is to have my phone ringing. Yes. Because they thought about me and said, hey, Bryant, that Bryant guy.
Yep.
And so, but again, I also don't want to be the bugaboo. I don't want to be the pest constantly.
So, yes. So here's the difference. Okay. And understanding this difference is key, frankly, right? Because one is annoying and the other is helpful.
Yes.
That's the difference. That's like black and white. I mean, that's like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which side of the fence are we on here? Well, we want to be on the helpful side. So when you're following up, that's the whole concept of leading with value. So whether you are, now can be just a simple mindset.
Leading with value. Okay.
How can I help? Hey, I'm calling just to see how your business is going. If there's anything I could do to help you guys, I was in the area, or what, how can I help you? It's about who, them, always has to be, no matter what. Okay. So if you make it about you and your service, you're losing them. Just want to follow up, see if you can want to reconsider that offer that I put out there, for you. No.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're taking a different direction, which I've had people tell me that.
No. I don't want to get it back into that whole thing again with you, man.
Right.
Okay. Easy, right? But hey, is there anything I could do to help you guys as you guys go through any of this? Just anyone, thought about you guys? Just make it about them. It can be subtle or it can be major, but that's the foot that when you lead with that's leading with value, that's leading about them, you're going to make far more progress. Always.
Okay.
That's a life hack. That's a
Right.
psychological life hack.
Right. Because you're leading with the "what's in it for me" station,
Yeah.
right?
Because we all have that
And
working in the background. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? We evaluate everything. What's in it for me?
right.
So when somebody shows it, what's in it for you, naturally we're like, whoa, okay, there it is. That's what's for me.
So
Right.
to tie that in, and again, I know I'm coming with a barrage of questions here, but so to tie that in, I also have that tendency to have a feature creep.
Oh yeah.
You know, so when I'm talking to somebody and they're and for lack of a better word, splaining
Mm-hmm.
everything about it rather than meeting the benefit. I realize I have that tendency very quickly because people ask me. It's almost like people are waiting for the pitch, and I give it to them, and I struggle.
Dude, that's your own head. That's so good. Thank you for sharing subconscious mind. I appreciate it, dude. I want to hear some more of that. That's great.
Definitely NLP right there.
That was awesome, dude. It's like they're waiting for the pitch, and so then I just give it to them.
Right, totally.
That's those are your thoughts, my friend. And that will help you to even just recognize that and say those thoughts out loud, because those thoughts are running in the background. Okay.
Mhm.
And you're acting on them, right? All the
Totally,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. So and so you with that running in your background, okay,
Hmm.
your behavior then steps into that.
Right.
They're waiting for it. Okay, they're waiting for it. I gotta go. I'm not done yet.
Right. Right.
Okay.
And exactly.
Yeah. That's so. You want to do the opposite of that. Okay, and so you're it's like leading the dance on the wrong. You're stepping with the left foot when you're right-footed. That's what you're doing there. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
It's you want to do the same thing, but when you step with the right foot, it looks like, so how can I help you? You're going to do the whole thing through questions. How can I help you? So if I heard you correctly, this was the problem. What are we solving for exactly? So that I know exactly what feature to talk to you about. People in sales, they lose it by doing the diarrhea mouth of all these damn features and all this shit that it's like 80% of it didn't matter to them. You're just talking over their head. You're talking around. You don't even know it. Like they're not listening because you need to know where's that pain, and then bam, if you have one feature that solves their pain, that's the feature you talk about. That's it. You don't need to go with another damn feature.
So product knowledge isn't about knowing all the features. Product knowledge is knowing about the solutions for people's problems.
Thank you. Well said. Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm processing. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So if you know all of your product set, your feature benefit on everything, and a good salesman knows feature benefit, the FABI, feature benefit of all of it. They're like an encyclopedia. Right. Okay. That's a true statement. But they only use the ones that fit. They do not throw the encyclopedia down. That's the wrong thing to do. They use the feature benefit, and if it's 3, great, they use the 3. If it's 6, wonderful, 6 it is. If it's 1 it is. Confusion kills sales.
Yes.
It's short. Make it about them, their need, and the feature benefit to that. That's it. Is there anything else we need to cover? Is there any other problem that we can help solve? Is there anything else that we're not talking about that we should be talking about? All of that extracts more. Oh no, we've covered everything? Perfect. So if we hit this, if that feature hit this and solve that, we're good?
Mm-hmm.
we're good.
I always like that too. Pointing out if so the ideal. So if we solve this, then are we good?
Yeah. Right? That's the magic wand. I call that the magic wand. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had a magic wand and could just wave that magic wand around and create the perfect scenario, what would that be? You know, rub the genie, rub the lamp. What would that be? Magic wand, rub the genie, the whole same thing.
Right.
Right? What do you do? What's the perfect scenario for you? We got the magic wand here. What are we going to do?
Huh.
I'm getting them to imagine.
Right.
It's an emotional state that I just triggered by saying those words. Got the magic wand here. Hold on. I got a magic wand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually right at the crash point of the problem.
Right.
Hey,
It's
man,
true.
thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Let's say
that
ground zero.
Man, here we are. Holy shit. Okay. So, you know, knowing all of this, like what do you see as a perfect scenario? I mean, like if I had a magic wand here, like what would we do?
What would that look like?
What would that look like? How would that feel, man?
Mm.
That's it. Okay. That's that psychological roller coaster in sales of discovery. You start up here, you ask the questions that just bring out the pain. You get them lower, get it, boom, the middle, bam, right? Ground zero.
Right.
You identify, you bring them in, you make them feel okay. We're at ground zero. We're okay together, man.
Accept, approve, appreciate, right?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay.
Now, what do we do out of ground zero matters. Right. We go up. But we got to know where we want to go first.
Mm.
So, what's the perfect scenario?
Wow, this is money. This is really good.
Right? So then we do the questions to work that back up because we end on the hero's journey up at the top.
At the peak. The pinnacle. Yeah. So
okay. And the whole time we're building, it's literally the hero's journey. Our biological beings are drawn to this for whatever freaking weird reasons. It's true though, right?
Right. It's absolutely true.
Okay. So when we hit the bottom and then we paint the picture and we're okay, now, dude, here's how I can help you get there. If we can't get to the bullseye, if we can get close, are we all right? Well, yeah, man, I know that bullseye is the magic wand you asked. But yeah, if we can even get on the board, I'm happy. And that's what I'm talking about, man. Right. Here we go.
Right. Now we're working. Now we have something to work with. Now we have options.
Okay. Now we're just working for the best outcome possible.
Right. We knew that this is the situation. We know that this is ideal, and simply based on their scenario, this is what we have. This is what we're doing. So here we are. How do you feel about that?
Stage is set. See what we did? You see how all of this plays together? I know it's convoluted. To me, this is our whole conversation isn't convoluted.
This makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
This is
I see our conversation in complete clarity. Just these the tones, the colorfulness of it. And it is, for some people, they don't even see any of it.
And I see it. I get it. I've been around these types of things quite a bit. I mean, I was a missionary for my church. I was, like I said, with this other business I've done, I've been in direct sales or affiliate marketing for some time. And so I get it. And for some reason, I've always had this hang up. And I believe that this is like the major hang up that has caused me not to see the level of success that I could see because of that.
Yes.
And it's literally followed me from each. It doesn't go anywhere. It's been there each time. So that's another reason why I'm bringing this up with you, because I'm like, I know that there's a level of success that I could have, and And again, not that right. And it's this.
Yeah.
I believe
Unlocked,
it's
dude.
this.
Unlimited. I mean, like, I don't mean to be so cheesy about it, but dude, yeah, bro, big time, in a big way.
Because if I can do this in this situation, even in any of these situations, if I can get this nailed down, there's no situation that I can't move through and get to a win-win.
Correct. With ease and good rapport.
Yes.
And alignment.
Yes, and that's what I want. That's everything. That's the problem. That's what creates genuine sales. I'm not trying to be the cheesy gimmicky guy that's like, what's got to take to get you in this car right now? No, I wanted to, when I lay my head down, and I want to know that I did the right thing, or the best thing possible for that person. And I want them to be able to feel confident when I leave their home that I have their best interest at heart. And that's what resonates at the core of who I am. So, I'm talking to somebody about buying their house. It's not just because I'm trying to gobble up a hungry hippo of houses. I'm literally trying to say, look, if this house is a problem, I can solve it. I have multiple ways to solve it.
What do you want to do with your problem? Is it a problem?
Right.
I'm not here to dictate a problem. You tell me it's a problem.
Right. If it's not a problem to you, then we have nothing to discuss.
Then high five. What's for lunch? I don't know.
Right.
Like,
right. Absolutely.
Cool. I'm not here to dictate problems. I'm not trying to put a problem on anybody. So, but we're talking about something, right? You called for some reason. So what's going on? How can I help you? What were you hoping we could accomplish on the call today? Oftentimes people are calling about how much we could offer their house. How does our process work? Or how long does it take to get an offer? Those are typically what people call.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do any of those resonate with you?
Right.
You see what that's another version of setting the stage. Okay, so what I did is here's the table. I'm going to give you the menu of options here.
Which option works best for you?
This, or this. Which one of those fit you? Right? I just took complete control. It's not impossible for somebody to deviate out of that, but more likely the path of least resistance is to pick one of those three.
Right. And I think what you share here kind of just sets me at ease as far as people are predictable. And I think one of the things is I always, if you know that the fastball is what's always coming, why am I worried about the one curveball? I think that's what stops and hampers this is I know what's coming, and I know that at the end of the day there's only a few short things that people want to know because that's where they are, and I find myself more worried about the oddball off than what the standards are. That way I can go through more calls and have more opportunities because I already know for the most part predictably where the answers are going to be. And anything else that's outside of that, great question. Let me get with the experts. Or I've even said at some point, I know I've said before, well, this is just a preliminary call to check interest. If you're interested, then we can take it a step further. Because I've said that before when people started kind of giving me questions and what this or that, and I'll say, well, wait a minute, I was just calling to see if you were interested.
yeah, and which is not bad, not bad. That's a dance though. Whoa, right? But your rapport goes way higher if instead of doing that. Whoa, hold on, you just say, man, great question. Cool. You got any more of those great questions? I'm not sure the answer on that one, Okay. But I know
Mhm.
exactly where I'm going to go to get the answer.
Okay.
Okay. People
Okay.
love it when people admit that they don't know the answer.
Mm. Absolutely.
People love it. Here's the compliment that generates. Man, you're just so genuine. I feel like I could trust you because you already told me you didn't know something. You told me right away you didn't know it.
Sure.
That subconsciously, that was the opportunity to lie, and you didn't, and you just
Right.
owned it, and you went that way.
So
Isn't
I
that
can
what kind of
trust
happened there?
Yeah, absolutely. I can trust it.
Okay. So that's why I use the when I don't know the answer
You say that. Great question.
in my game, I use that as
Mm-hmm.
that's
Right.
to my advantage.
It is. It is. Or
Buys me
great
time,
question. Tell me
shows that
more.
I'm genuine. I'm gonna go get the expert, the whole thing. Like, I'm resourceful. I'm sending all the right signals to them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm confident. I don't waver when I say I don't know. I don't like dance around it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Man, great question. I'm not sure the answer on that one. I don't know,
Right.
but I know where to get it.
Hmm.
It's one thing about our office, our team, our this, me, however I want to frame it, framework,
Mm-hmm.
I find the answer.
Yeah.
The cool thing about working with us is that there isn't one gap in our game here. We're expert lenders. We're expert at private lending. We're expert at rehabbing. We're expert at construct. We're like, you get it.
Financing.
Let me just go
Right.
talk to that expert. I'm not the expert. I'm not the electrician, the plumber, no, of course not. But you're here with me and my team. So now you get everybody, right? That's the impression.
I like how you just created that separation. I don't know if you knew you did it subconsciously or not, but you just did a whole separation statement that I'm trying to write down. That you said the cool thing is that the difference between us and the other guys, you said something along that line, and I don't do that a lot. Which at Three Doors, I know I believe it, and I've said that that's one of the reasons why I thought it was a huge opportunity to even be working with them. Is like, it's not on me. They have this firm that's literally doing thousands of deals, literally been in this game for years,
Yeah.
and has all the resources. Right.
That's the cool thing. That's one of the main reasons why our clients love working with us. It's one of the biggest compliments we get. If you go read our testimonials, that's the one thing that just keeps coming back and back and back, is that people love our resources that we have, the way we approach it. Nobody can approach this game like we do.
I like that.
Eat that up. Nobody does. Nobody approaches the game like we do. If nothing else, our character's better.
That part, and it's true. I believe it.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why, I come out of the gate like Donkey Kong, like with these statements. Right? Like no, like boom, because confidence transfers. I'm not going to say that sheepy.
No, not at all.
Right?
Like we say it where I'm from. Say it with your chest.
That's what I'm talking about, right? And that will transfer. So that's why when I say it, and even if I have to go roll back, I don't know that you're that much different, Mr. Confident. Our character. Well, then, goddamn, you're proud of your character, then, son. Like, all right, yeah. I guess that's all I'm standing on right now, and I sure will.
Right. I know for sure who I am.
Right.
Right.
And well, you got to admire that confidence, huh? Shit.
He realized he didn't know a lot of what he's talking about. Man, he sure was confident in it. Proceed with confidence. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Oh, so I realize we got 12 minutes left. Um, so I mean, this has been great. I don't know how many pages this is on my computer, but it's a lot of the notes.
Yeah, man. Don't more is not better always. So like,
Right.
if we want to digest the things that we led, just to kind of pull it back, and this is honestly, I have this framework in my head, is, hey, setting proper expectations for your, so that's the framework of your conversations. So being more mindful about the beginning portion, that framework, that context,
Yes.
and strengthening the get it back on track portion. Hey, man, I talk with you all day long. Look at us. That's great, man. I really appreciate you sharing. I want to make sure we get back on track. I want to make sure we move the needle here. How can I help you specifically, given all this?
Right.
Okay, that's the get back on track bit that you're going to start strengthening, right? So you're going to have to practice this.
Yeah.
And these are things that you can practice on your family, on your kids. This is all social behavior. So
it is.
Right. So when your kids, hey, come on, we got to get back on track that's practice. That's just reining the conversation back in. So just being mindful of that, and then using these bits. I'm testing myself. My family is on to me. Like they're way on to me. So okay, like half the time my shit flies and half the time my shit don't fly.
Right.
But I'm trying stuff all the time.
Of course.
Okay.
Because if you don't practice it, it's not fluid in the moment when you need it.
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
The whole point. And if it works phenomenally. And it's not about, I'm selling an idea. I'm selling bedtime. I'm selling themselves.
Right.
Right. So I'm selling all day, every day, because I'm mindful of it. That's why these conversations are so clear to me all the time, is because I'm in it. I want it all the time. Right.
Right.
So, yeah, practice this. Get the conversations back on track. Boom. Okay. Have the outcome. Then, right. The other portions of kind of where we're going is asking more questions. Allow them to give you the answers. Don't just give them the answers. Okay. More is not better, right? So just be mindful of that in all of your calls. You need to, if you're not asking the right questions, you won't know what is the answer. So you'll have to put all the answers on the table.
Right.
That's the wrong thing. So just be mindful of that. Do you know what the answer is yet? What's the problem? I'm not even sure how to answer you yet. What problem are we solving?
Right.
That's what goes on in my head. Because I will not start listing everything out. I will stop the conversation and go right on back to the beginning and say, I'm so sorry that we got this far into the conversation. I think I lost what was the true intention here?
Right.
How can I help? I'm not, did I miss something? I'll do that before I go through everything. Okay, thank you. Okay, perfect. Bingo. Now I know to grab my hammer and I know to get my this and how to go to work. I'm not going to go grab everything and throw it on the table. I'm going to get the tool, the sales bit, ping, ping, and get to work. Okay. There's some a really good book. Spin Selling. It's an old, tried and true, been around Titan type of sales book.
Which one is it called?
You've heard it, maybe even read it.
Yeah.
Great book to reread. Spin Selling, it's a lot about
Spin
questions.
selling.
Spin
I
Selling.
haven't spin selling. Okay, I'll look that up.
Yep. A lot about questions.
Yeah, I had another book by Bill McCrane III called Just Ask,
Mhm.
and it was along that same lines, and learning how to
One of
ask
those
open questions.
any book that focuses on question-based selling.
Yeah, that's what I need right now. And you call it spin selling. Okay, I'll look. Yeah, I can look that up. I'll Google that to get that book.
Yep.
And just as accountability, I will let you know when I have it and when I'm started reading.
There you go. Yeah, put it in your ears,
Yeah.
earbuds, and don't make it hard on yourself. All of this stuff.
No.
Yeah.
I have tons of books that I read. I read, so I'm not opposed. Like I was reading The Art of the Close by Zig Ziglar, and How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling by Frank Beckter. I read a lot of those different books because of the other project that I was working on. So this falls right in place. This is right in my wheelhouse.
Perfect. And then you can really apply the seek to serve, and you will serve, my friend.
Okay, because that's the goal. That's why I got into this. Yes, I want to provide for my family, but I wanted to do it in a way where I don't feel like I'm having to step on some toes or bull in a china shop, run somebody over, because that's what most people think that this industry is opportunistic vultures who are just trying to prey on somebody who. And I'm like, that's not how this is. This is not what we do. This is not this industry at all. And
there's lots of them. There's lots of them.
Yeah, but that's not what this industry is about.
That's not what we do. Doesn't define us. That's not how we operate, man. We are this. That's why our job is so critical.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We seek to serve. We are here to serve. That's what we do. The only reason I'm here is to serve. That's it. The more people I serve, the more money I earn. It's just that's the game that we play. I'm here just desperately figuring out how I can open people's minds to the opportunity of working together. That's it. That's all these conversations are about. And it's me desperately trying to serve, period. Nothing else matters.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
And that's what the best are going. That's period. Right? That's what it all comes down to. How to win
friends and influence people. Dale Carnegie. Yes.
So that's the other book. That was my early Bible.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was my early Bible, straight up.
Absolutely. That's one of our top 5. So yeah, that's for sure.
Cool, man.
All right.
Well, great call.
Erik, this has been a pleasure. I'm grateful for the value and for helping me for being the mirror to put my thoughts out there and to reflect back on, what I'm saying and what I'm doing, because I feel, and I'm not trying to be braggadocious or anything, but I feel like I can kill this thing. I feel like I can really just knock this out the park because of the mindset and the heart that I have. It's just, I have these type of hangups here and these twitches that limit my belief in being able to unlock the goal. There's no reason why we can't blow this thing out the water.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So.
Hey, let me ask you, I'm totally open for any answer here, but this call in particular, we covered some really good sales stuff in here.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I shared this with a couple people?
No, not at all.
It's your private call. I
understand.
I want you to know that I'm very respectful of that. And
yes.
I did, and so like the answer of no, like this is my, this we keep it totally
Erik,
fine, no harm, no foul.
Erik,
but
you can share this. Here's the thing: the value that I can add out there will come back to me, And if somebody else, if I'm feeling this way, I know there's somebody else feeling this way. And it's just like you sharing the sales pitch you did from the other guy. It's just like anytime that we can share what we're doing with somebody else and lift somebody else, that's what this is about. Because I know that there's somebody else. I'm not the only one who feels this way about the sales call. And if they can get something out of it, I hope that they get what I'm getting so that we can actually live up to what we know our potential is, which is the reason why we got in the industry in the first place.
You're the
So,
man, dude.
no, so share away, if it comes back with feedback or if you get some other feedback about good things to do in this, all I ask is you share that with me. Let me, if some other stuff comes out of it and they're like, yeah, we can do this, you do that. I want to know so I can add that to me. So we all kind of a rising tide raising all ships. So thank you. I appreciate all that you do, Erik. You've been wonderful. You really have.
I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, I hope you found this video helpful, and even more important than just one video is to continue to stay plugged in and practice these success habits. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything we post. Always remember too that you can't just watch the video. You have to implement what you've learned. So I encourage you to take action, because this is what practice looks like. Now, these videos cover what a seller lead call looks like, and to uncover what our winning seller appointments look like, I put together a quick but in-depth 20-minute training on Erik's system that he created to analyze deals with speed and accuracy, and to get a property under contract on the spot at the seller appointment with no paperwork. Simply just click the link in the description of this video that says the ultimate seller appointment. And when you register with your name and email, we'll also share the top performing smile and dial seller lead scripts. And those are what our clients and we use to qualify and close leads with ease over the phone in today's market. And this free 20-minute training will cover essentially the system that Erik created to bring our business into the digital age. And I'll share exactly what and how to do that so that you can model it as well. Simply click the Ultimate Seller Appointment link down in the description to register, and also take advantage of those winning smile and dial seller lead scripts, and make every seller appointment the ultimate seller appointment. We'll see you in the training, and we'll see you in the next video too.